The wife, she's disobedient to her husband. She's making efforts. Jilbab, hijab, niqab, fasting, this, that. Tarawih, feeding people, this, that. She won't give Allah his rights until she give the husband his rights. And she may know that. She knows the position of the husband in Islam. She knows. But it's not important enough for her to say, okay, I have to straighten up in this particular thing. And there are many issues like that. Another book that I want to invite you, brothers, and encourage you to write, to purchase. It's an Arabic book originally, but it's been written or translated into English. And it's called, I think they called it in English, Things That Invalidate Your Deeds. Mubtalat al-A'mal. Mubtilat al-A'mal. Those things that invalidate your deeds. There are many things that the Prophet said, if you do this, it will wash your deeds away. Whoever drinks khamr, his prayer won't be accepted for 40 days. Whoever goes to a soothsayer and asks him something and believes what he says, his prayer won't be accepted for 40 days. Uquq al-walidain. Anybody who's bad to his parents, his deeds will be rendered null and void. Ash-shirk, showing off. Whoever misses salat al-asr, whoever misses asr, it will destroy his deeds. Fighting, two Muslims fighting, your deeds will be rejected. Every Monday and Thursday, deeds go up to Allah. He forgives everybody except the two people who have drama, beef, static. 15th of Sha'ban, Allah forgives everybody except the mushrik and the Muslim. That book is written by the Sheikh Salim al-Hilali. Salim al-Hilali. Salim al-Hilali is free on the internet. Free on the internet. Translated into English. So the point here, Ikhwani, the point here is to do all of those actions in the dunya, to work hard, get up early in the morning, go to work, and come home, is a commitment, sacrifice that we have to make in the dunya. If it doesn't go right when it's time for our money, we're going to be upset, and rightly so, rightly so. The deeds of the actions deserve more hirs. They deserve you to be more, what is hirs again? To pay more attention to and to be more serious about, more diligent and on top of the program. Ramadan is coming. The Nabi told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, rubba sa'im laysa lahu min siyamihi illa al-ju' wal-'atash. It may be that a person fasts, but he doesn't get anything from his fast except hungry and thirsty, because he didn't do it the right way. That man came into the masjid, who was a Bedouin. He prayed 2 rakat, looking around very quickly, not taking his time, not straightening out his bowing, his sajda, just moving real quick, just to say that I did it. He went to the Nabi, assalamu alaikum. The Nabi said, wa alaikum salam, go back and pray. You didn't pray. He did that 3 times, back and forth, back and forth. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't know how to pray. Teach me. The Nabi told him, if you want to make the prayer, then make a good wudu. Because in Islam, every ibadah, you just don't run into that ibadah. There is a muqaddamah for every ibadah in Islam. Before fasting Ramadan, the Nabi used to fast in the month of Sha'ban more than any other month. And then when the 15th of Sha'ban came, he would stop fasting. But they said outside of Ramadan, he fasted this month more than any other month, preparing your body to get ready for Ramadan. The person doesn't fast until Ramadan comes. He starts fasting. He gets a headache for a week, 3 days, 4 days, got a headache. There's an introduction before that fast. You go to Hajj. You just don't go to Hajj just like that. You have to start learning about Hajj. You have to go, you make Umrah before the actual Hajj. You always in Islam you have those things. If you want to make Salah, then make a good wudu. It's the preparation of the prayer. And that's why you don't have to say when you stand up, no way to an usalli salat al-asr faridatan khalf hadha al-imam al-arabi alladhi ja'a min al-Yemen wa ummuhu ismuha sharifa. You don't have to say that. And if someone says, hey, akhi, you don't have to say that. He says, that's what my mother taught me. That's what my father taught me. That's my madhab. Hey. No one is putting your mother, father, your madhab down, the imam of your madhab. I'm telling you that the Nabi didn't teach people that. So that man, he prayed according to his prayer, but according to the mizan of Islam, according to the mizan of the Quran, the Nabi said, go back and pray, you didn't pray. According to the mizan of the Sunnah, go back and pray, you didn't pray. She's wearing hijab, that's hijab. But according to the mizan of Islam, that's not hijab. According to the mizan of the Sunnah, that's not hijab right there. It's all about doing things the right way. During the Eid of Al-Adha, as you all know, for Eid al-Adha, we pray the Salat earlier, closer to Fajr, so that people can hurry up and go slaughter. For the Eid al-Fitr, we pray the Salat a little later on, a little after Fajr. It's delayed a little bit more. In the Eid al-Adha, there was a man from the companions who said, he came up with a good idea to him. He said, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go and get my animal and I'm going to slaughter my animal before the Salah. And this way I have even more time with my family and I can do what I have to do. So he slaughtered this animal before Salat of al-Eid, Eid al-Adha. He prayed with the Nabi, the Salat. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I slaughtered my animal, because there was something in his mind as a companion that said to him, you better ask this question. They were not the people just do what you want to do. He said, there's something, let me make sure. I want to make sure. He said, I slaughtered my animal before the Salat, Ya Rasulullah. The Prophet told him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, shatuka shatu lahmin. Your animal that you slaughter was just meat for your family. It's meat. You keep it for your family. It's meat. But it's not the udhiyah of the Eid. You have to slaughter after the Salah. If you slaughter before the Salah and you didn't know, he didn't know. The Nabi who was sent as a rahmah, and in the Hajj, the person would come and say, Ya Rasulullah, I cut my hair first. He'd say, La haraj, no problem. Ya Rasulullah, I stoned first. He said, La haraj. Ya Rasulullah, I slaughtered first. He said, no haraj. Although they did it in the different tartib, so it showed for the Eid al-Adha, he was easy. But when that man did this sacrifice at the wrong time, the Nabi said, you have to do it again. You have to do it again. And that's because, Ikhwani, if the thing is not done with the right number, the right time, in the right mode, with the right niyat, then no matter how sincere you are, it will be rejected. It will be rejected. And also on the other hand, if you did the thing the correct way, exactly correct, you did the mechanics of Raf'ul Yadayn and how you went down and what you read and how you looked, and you had the sutra and you put your feet together, you did all of that, but you did it to show off to the people so they could see your prayer, it's not going to be correct. And that's why we have a responsibility to make that jihad. The jihad of having ikhlas to Allah Azza wa Jal, and the jihad of learning our religion to do the thing the correct way. So that's my advice here today. We have a formidable challenge in front of us. Being here in Canada, living at this time, it is difficult. It's difficult. But Allah Azza wa Jal gave us a blueprint. The night is like the day. Anybody who wants to know how to do revert person, brand new Muslim, that brother right there, Ahmed, the brother yesterday, Carl, reverts. Don't speak Arabic. That guy from Nova Scotia, that other guy is from here, Toronto. Don't speak Arabic. In this religion, both of them are in a position to worship Allah with knowledge, with basira, in a way that Allah loves. And they don't speak Arabic, because that's the way our religion is. It's the religion that naturally fits in with the fitrah of everybody. Everybody. Whereas if you're a Christian, it's extremely complicated to worship that religion knowing what you're doing. You can't even be a Jew, can't even be a Hebrew, because you're not born that way. Hinduism, more complicated. Sikhism, more complicated. Our religion, everybody here has the opportunity to learn his religion, to practice his religion in a way in which is pleasing to Allah and acceptable to Allah. All he has to do is put his best foot forward and be committed to that. And don't be of the people who are lazy and, as that hadith said, whoever made the dunya his most important issue, and he's a problem. But the one who made his hereafter the most important issue, then this is the individual that Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to bring his affairs together, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will put his contentment in his heart. It's going to be in his heart. He'll be content with his situation. And content doesn't mean he doesn't have ulu al-himma. Content means what he does have, he can live with it. Whatever his situation is, he can live with it. He continues to try to do better, but whatever his situation is, he's happy because he's worshiping Allah. And he knows that Allah is going to give him what he hopes is going to be in his best interest. So that's my advice to you brothers. If anything was said that was right and exact during these days, then that's from Allah Azza wa Jal. Wahdahu la sharika lahu. Anything that was said that was wrong and correct, it was insensitive, made somebody angry. That wasn't my goal or my objective, but that's from me and that's from a shaitan. Allah and his messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are free from that. So now, Khwani, we're going to open up the door for some questions, inshallah. If we know the answers, we'll say. If we don't know, we won't say. Yesterday, someone wrote a question about hijrah, making hijrah to Canada, and the goal and the objective was the dunya, and it wasn't for the deen. So how would I advise them to make tawbah of this issue? And I said, there's nothing wrong with that. When I left here, I thought about that and the clear hadith in the issue, because there's a hadith that's so clear that everybody knows something else should have been said, because it's as if you just disregarding that hadith. من كان هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته للدنيا ليصيبها امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. Whoever made hijrah for Allah and his messenger, then his hijrah is for Allah and his messenger. Anyone who made hijrah for the dunya or for some woman to marry her, then that's what his reward is going to be. The meaning of that hadith is the hijrah that is the best one and the one that Allah accepts and the one that is in the Quran given the thawab and the jaza for the one who does it and he dies in that state. That's the one who his niyyah was hijrah for his deen. Hijrah for his deen. But if a guy or a person made hijrah for the dunya, made hijrah for a woman, then it's not wrong that he made hijrah for the woman or the dunya. It's not wrong necessarily, but he won't get the reward of making hijrah for Allah and his messenger. If he made hijrah for his deen, then all of those ayat and hadith about the muhajir and the muhajirin and the virtues of that, he'll get that. But if he made it for a woman, if he made it for the dunya, he won't get that reward. But it doesn't mean that he's sinning neither. It doesn't mean that. He may be sinning, may not be sinning. He may be sinning, may not be sinning. In the case of this individual, what I mentioned yesterday, if his hijrah was to get a better life for himself, better life for his children, no stability in his country, the diseases and all his problems going on in his country, and he made hijrah to the dunya for that, to Canada for that reason, then he's not sinning for that, but he's not getting the reward of the one who his hijrah is for Allah and his messenger. Now, what does he do? What does he do? Now that he's here, take advantage of the opportunities of being here to make his niyat now reflective of making hijrah to Allah and his messenger. And Allah knows best. If the sisters have any questions like yesterday, they can send those questions forward. Naam, ikhwani. You guys have any questions? And don't feel you have to have any anyway. You guys have any questions, inshallah? Naam, akhi. Tfaddal. Brother is asking about praying behind some of the groups that we have, and he mentioned specifically the Asha'ira. He mentioned specifically the people of Tashayyur, the Shiite, and he mentioned as well the Qadiani people. Am I saying it's okay to pray behind them? As I mentioned, with the aqeedah of Ahl Sunnah, the minhaj of Ahl Sunnah, the people of Al-Hadith, Ahlul Hadith, and I use that term, that technical term, many times. The highest level that a person can be in Hadith, a scholar, is Amirul Mu'mineen in Hadith. Amir al-Mu'mineen in Hadith. Al-Imam Ahmed was from them, only 10 people. Abdullah ibn Mubarak was from them. Ali al-Madini was from them. And those people lived, and they're from our righteous predecessors. And those hadith where the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, La tazalu ta'ifatu min ummati ala al-haqqi mansura, there will always be a group of people who will be helped, who will be successful, victorious. Each one of those 3 umara al-hadith, each one of them said, if this group is not Ahlul Hadith, I don't know who they are. And Imam Ahmed said that. And Imam Ali al-Madini said that. And Imam Abdullah ibn Mubarak said that. And Imam Al-Bukhari said that about that hadith. If this saved group is not Ahlul Hadith, I don't know who they are. Man asks, Al-Imam Ahmed, who were Ahlul Hadith? He said, Ahlul Hadith are the people who work by the hadith. They're the people, when the hadith comes to them, they're going to be Ahlul Hadith. From the Hanafi people, there's a scholar, Abu Ja'far At-Thahabi. He's Hanafi. When the hadith came to him, he took it. Abu Hanifa came, hadith, he took it. His students came, hadith, they took it. Ahlul Hadith. So the people of Ahlul Hadith who work by the hadith, Ahlul Sunnah, they said, from the way of Islam is to pray behind any and every Muslim as long as he doesn't have an innovation that takes him outside of the fold of Islam. The Qadianis, whether they're knowledgeable or not knowledgeable, we don't pray behind them because they're kuffar. Doesn't make a difference. It's your mother, your father, your grandmother. They're kuffar. And that's because of what they say and what they believe in the religion, the basics of the religion. There's a Rasul that they have after Rasulullah. You're kafir. That's it. You're outside of the religion. Whether you know or you don't know, you're outside. Because that's known in the religion by necessity. Similar to that are the Jahmiyyah. Can't pray behind those people. Imam Ahmed made takfir of those Jahmiyyah who deny the names of Allah and the attributes of Allah. They said that Allah is not Rahman, Allah is not Rahim. Allah is not that.